In 1215, after capturing Zhongdu, Genghis Khan made an unexpected decision. Before completely finishing off the Jin dynasty, he turned his horses to the west. The massacre of the Mongol envoy caravan at Otrar in the Khwarezmian Empire aroused Genghis Khan's wrath, altering the course of world history. With the main Mongol force departing for the western regions, northern China offered the Jin dynasty a priceless window of breathing room. As Genghis Khan set off toward new conquests in the west, Jin barely managed to survive amid the ruins. This period marked a crucial 12-year span during which the Mongol world conquest began in earnest, and Jin launched its final struggle for survival. Having moved the capital to Kaifeng, Emperor Xuanzong made desperate efforts to rebuild the empire amidst extreme crisis. The city walls were reinforced against Mongol siegecraft, and scattered forces were regrouped to reorganize defensive lines. The Jin dynasty sought internal stability, notably by suppressing the Redcoat Hongao rebels. Efforts were also made to strengthen contacts with the southern Song to forge a united front. However, the situation remained grim. Although Genghis Khan departed for the west, he did not leave northern China unattended. The renowned general Mukali, appointed as the Grand Preceptor and Prince, took his place. With a relatively small Mongol force, Mukali relentlessly pressured the remaining Jin forces. He attacked numerous Jin fortresses and swept through Shanxi and Shandong provinces. Even without Genghis Khan's massive army, the mobility and tactical mastery of the Mongol cavalry continually harassed the Jin forces. Jin resisted fiercely, but its territory gradually shrank and its national strength slowly depleted. During this period, the Jin dynasty committed the most disastrous blunder in its history. Attempting to compensate for lost territory to the Mongols, it launched an offensive against the southern Song. Between 1217 and 1224, during Xuanzong's reign, Jin attacked the southern Song despite being severely weakened by the war with the Mongols. Having lost Zhongdu and vast core northern territories to the Mongols, Jin suffered a steep decline in land, population, and tax revenues. Emperor Xuanzong adopted the strategy, "What was lost in the north shall be compensated in the south." In particular, Jin aimed to replenish its finances by seizing the wealthy, granary-rich Huainan region of the southern Song. Overconfident in its remaining military strength, Jin assumed that prolonged peace had made the southern Song military weak. However, Jin forces were stymied by the southern Song's staunch defense and the terrain dominated by rivers and lakes, resulting in utter failure without substantial gains. Consequently, military expenditures drained the national treasury, and the annual tribute payments previously received from the southern Song ceased entirely. The southern Song immediately severed all diplomatic ties with Jin and watched for an opportunity to ally with the Mongols. Jin was now plunged into the worst-case scenario, a two-front war against enemies to both the north and the south. In 1224, following Emperor Xuanzong's death from illness, his third son, Wanyan Shushu Emperor Aizong, ascended the throne at the age of 26. Under the new emperor, the Jin dynasty reorganized its military system, trained elite troops, and prepared for its final stand. In 1225, having concluded his western campaign, Genghis Khan returned east to conquer western Xia Tangut. However, in August 1227, during the Western Xia campaign, Genghis Khan died of illness. His death sent shockwaves across the Mongol Empire, yet it was also a decisive moment for Jin. Just prior to Genghis Khan's death, Mongol forces had already positioned themselves to encircle the Jin dynasty entirely. The Mongol storm that had subdued the western regions now began to turn eastward once again. Genghis Khan's western expedition transformed the Mongols from a steppe confederation into a world empire. Yet his passing simultaneously accelerated the fate of Jin. Soon, the next generation of Mongols, led by Ogedei Khan, would launch an all-out offensive against Jin. Would the 12 years Jin bought serve as a shield to save the empire, or merely delay a painful demise?